Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally back with a little bit of on-the-field footage. Jalen Royals, the 4th round pick of the Kansas City Chiefs, and some other guys as well out here working. Now, don't expect to see one-on-ones or, pads or contact. It's going to be nothing of that. I mean, these guys are learning technique. They're getting into the playbook, but more importantly, we're learning the numbers, how they're looking, and, what they look like with this Chiefs jerseys on. Now, right now, you got Rashee Rice, you got Hollywood, you got Xavier Worthy. Jalen Royals is slotting in to be a really nice depth addition and someone that has some breakout potential within this offense alongside these guys, and while being thrown the ball by Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback to potentially ever play this game. So what we're going to do in this video is kind of break down some of these highlights. Before we do so, though, please go follow all of the Chiefs media members on X or Twitter, because without them, these videos are not possible. They put out the highlights ASAP, so if you want more of these highlights right away, go follow them on X right now. Got to give them their credit. But with that being said, let's kind of break down some of these highlights. Let's look at Jalen Royals and some of these other rookies like Josh Simmons, right? You also talk about a guy like Omar Norman Lott, Noah Williams, right? So let's get, now before we look a little bit more into Jalen Royals, let's look into number 20. Now, this will be their 3rd round pick, Noah Williams, as again, they're not doing too much here, but just trying to get acclimated with one another, build chemistry with their teammates, and kind of get together with their coaches, go through individual drills. Again, you're not going to see too many one-on-ones or anything like that, just, footwork, catching the football, working in different situations like punt return, right? How can you catch the football? Can you catch the football on punt? Can you not? They're trying to figure out where guys fit right now, and Noah Williams is one of those guys that does have a lot of versatility as a DB, but I love his overall potential as an outside boundary cornerback, right? Right now, he's behind Trent McDuffie. And then he's probably going to have a battle with Christian Fulton, the former high-end pick of the LA Chargers, I believe. But yeah, he'll have to battle him out, as he is a newcomer to this team as well. I'm excited for that. Now, we also got to see a new player as well, Omar Norman Lott. He is wearing number 55 there. You see him in the back of your screen, stretching a little bit with the team. Now, I was excited to see what number he was going to wear. He's more slotting in to be an interior defensive lineman for them going into next season. Someone who can do a bunch of different things, but man, getting to the quarterback is going to be one of my favorites for him. Now, he is slotted behind Chris Jones and behind Mike Pennell right now, but when it comes to next season, I could see him at least, maybe getting an opportunity, but we'll see what he does with the opportunity, because I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised at all if he ends up getting that starting gig at some time during next season, but that will be something that we need to monitor going forward. And then we got to see the new threads of the 1st round pick, man. This dude, Josh Simmons, is going to be a generational type of player. Not only does he have the athleticism to come in here and be a day 1 starter, but the really good news is they're not going to ask him to be the day 1 starter. They don't need him to be the day 1 starter, but he has all the time in the world to improve, get healthy, get mentored by a guy like Jawan Taylor, Trey Smith, alongside Jalen Moore, who they just signed this offseason from San Francisco. And I think the real battle is going to come at that left guard position with not only Kingsley, who was a 2nd round pick last season, who they tried out at left tackle, maybe wasn't as good as they thought he would be, but still loved the overall potential as a starting offensive lineman in this league. So they're probably going to put him at left guard, it looks like, and then have Mike Caliendo battle it out here during training camp in the next couple of months here. You also have minicamp and OTAs as well. So all of that is something that we need to really focus on going forward. But Josh Simmons is a guy that I believe, right, is going to slot in as a starter at some point over the next few years, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they wanted to move him over a little bit. Now, again, when you talk about Josh Simmons, you see pure athleticism, and again, if he wasn't injured coming into the draft, he probably would have been a top 10 pick. So, in my opinion, the Kansas City Chiefs absolutely stole this guy right here. Now, before we get any further into this video, hit that like button if you want me to break down every single practice for the Chiefs and the entirety of the offseason for the Chiefs. If we can get over, let's say, 500 likes on this video, we will drop non-stop Chiefs videos, but also make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because it is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. I'm telling you, you guys aren't going to want to miss what we have coming out soon for you guys. And lastly, comment down below P2. I believe they practice again tomorrow if you want some more highlights. Again, I know it's not a lot. There's no pads, there's no one-on-ones. We're not really able to see a lot right now. But if you want that, let me know in the comments. And let's kind of dive right back into some more highlights, I guess you could say, from today's practice. Now, we also got to see some younger guys working out for the team. Zach Zabrowski is one, I believe his name is. He was someone that they invited to their rookie minicamp, a quarterback, and obviously trying to work out guys like Jalen Royals and Elijah Badger. They're going to need some quarterbacks on roster to come in and try to compete. Now, running back, you have a guy like Brashad Smith, who is a 7th-round draft pick. A lot of people are extremely high on Brashad Smith. We'll see how he develops over the next few weeks, months, and how he comes into the season. But when you look at that running back room with Isaiah Pacheco, they bring back Kareem Hunt, they sign Elijah Mitchell. I like that top three. Carson Steele has shown some flashes in the past. I'm not sure how he's going to fit into this offense going into next season. But then you have Brashad Smith, who I think is going to start to make a name for himself very, very quickly here throughout this season. Then you have number 45 here. I believe his name is Jared Casey. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Another tight end that they added to this room, at least for rookie minicamp, an invite, a workout, I guess you could say. But in this area of their team, you have Travis Kelce, you have Noah Gray, and you drafted Jared Wiley in the 4th round of last season. They also signed Robert Tunyon, and then they added a couple of UDFAs as well, and Trey Watson and Jake Brenningstool. So again, another guy that has a lot of work to do to not only make the team for training camp and minicamp, but he just got a lot of work to do overall in terms of getting into and staying into the NFL. But again, overall, today was a good practice for them. No contact, just getting into the playbook a little bit, learning each other, getting familiar, and they will be ramping up soon. So guys, listen, don't take it, you should take it for a grain of salt. Everything you see in this, it's not going to tell you who's going to be a starter. It's not going to tell you who's outperforming, where they went in the draft. But man, football is coming. Football is almost back, and if you're not excited, you should get excited. Now, let me know in the comments, who are you most excited to see in this year's preseason? Mine is Jalen Royals, man. The explosiveness and what he could add to this team in the future is going to be something I am obsessed with. Right here, you see him a little bit on punt return. They did the same thing with Xavier Worthy. How are your hands in different situations, whether it's punt, whether it's kick, whether it's running routes? We need to see what you can do early on. And I remember just a year ago, man, Xavier Worthy, for some reason I was going to say Xavier Strepo, but Xavier Worthy was in this very same situation. So very excited to see how these guys continue to develop with one another and see where they are in just a couple of weeks from now when we start off OTAs and mandatory minicamp. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.